Hey real ones, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be talking to y'all today. I wanted to let you all know that this past weekend, your girl went to something called the Legend Cirque. Hey y'all, so I came to do a little circus adventure with my sister. It's called the Legend Cirque, so it's like the Legend of Sleepy Hollow a la Cirque du Soleil or something like that. So we'll see what this has to offer. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, as told through circus performances, specifically Cirque du Soleil-esque performances. So think aerialists, acrobatics, those types of art forms. And essentially what they did is they adapted the Legend of Sleepy Hollow to this art form and kind of adjusted the storyline a little bit. So it's a performance in 2 acts. The ringmaster was actually playing the part of Washington Irving, kind of narrating everything that we were seeing, because clearly the aerialists and the performers weren't speaking, but they were actually performing. It was really great to see them using their faces, their bodies, and really commanding the space to really demonstrate how the performance was going to come alive. So let me just kind of set the stage for you a little bit. You get there and it's like all the way down by the river. I went to a Saturday night performance and it started at 7 p.m. But you pull up, there's a tent. As you're walking toward the tent, there's like a sign outside that says like the Legend Cirque. And then you walk in and they take your tickets. Once they realized from my Eventbrite ticket that I had a ringside seat, they gave me this and told me to hold on to it so that way the usher would know that I belonged ringside. So you walk in, and after they take your ticket, there's like a concession stand of sorts on the right side, and then kind of like dead center are some t-shirts for sale that say the Legend Cirque. Welcome to the Legend Cirque. In 2019, Anthony Giacchio, the Sleepy Hollow village administrator, approached us to create a Cirque theater production to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the publication of Washington Irving's iconic ghost story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. We debuted The Legend in 2022 after spending the pandemic writing it and choreographing it over Zoom with our very talented cast. Audience have called our adaptation a Cirque opera, a love triangle, a film noir minus the film. In our adaptation, the protagonist's focus has changed and the story embellished, which is all to say the audiences still come up with their own interpretations. As is said, art is in the eye of the beholder, and we hope you return to behold our show year after year. To help you follow along, we offer this libretto. So Act 1, our narrator, Washington Irving, has come back to tell us what he really meant by the legend. Ichabod Crane has accepted a teaching position in Sleepy Hollow. On the way to Old Man Van Tassel's estate, his patron, he stops at the Tarry Tavern for an ale and overhears many stories of ghosts and goblins from the locals. Having tarried long enough, he continues to walk through the woods, but is attacked by a dark spirit. Could this be the headless horseman he heard about in the tavern? Is this a practical joke? A little farther down the road, Ichabod is engaged by a lovely spirit in white who enchants him in an aerial art of seduction, finally giving him a medallion with strange powers. Left alone, he proceeds to Van Tassel's estate where a festive harvest party is in progress. As a stranger, Ichabod is not very welcome and even bullied by Brom Bones, the local blacksmith. Everything changes when the beautiful heiress to her father's estate, Katrina Van Tassel, enters the ballroom and performs a seductive aerial ballet on silks. To Ichabod's amazement, the white spirit in the woods and Katrina are the same person. He's stricken by his good luck and believes he has the savoir-faire to gain her hand and her father's fortune. When Katrina's assumed beau, Brom Bones, sees her attraction to Ichabod, the game is afoot. After the ballroom incident, the dark spirit pursues Ichabod in the woods. While Ichabod normally loves being scared by the woods, he's not prepared for the dark spirit's attack. Act 1 ends with Ichabod reflecting on the events that have befallen him and the characters that have created a Sleepy Hollow nightmare for him. Or is this just a dream? All right, y'all, so we're at intermission. It was very interesting, Act 1. I think it's good that they have the narration because I don't know how they would be telling this story if there were no narration. But it's just really interesting to see all of the tricks and acrobatics, the silks, the ropes. I don't know what you call them, other things that he just used, them stilts or those iron clubs. I don't know. That was kind of interesting. And then like he was moving the muscles in his back, kind of creepy. But good muscle tone, movement, and everything. So good on them. So far, so good. Let's see what Act 2 has in store. The intrigue mounts. Ichabod finds himself involved in a love triangle spurred by the practical and perhaps deadly jokes of Brom Bones. What neither suitor realizes is that Katrina is in possession of a very particular set of skills of enchantment and can control her suitors and summon the dark spirit with her own incantations. Her powers come to the fore after Brom Bones and Ichabod have fought an acrobatic duel. Her control over her suitors. The dark spirit, in his own push for control, wrests the medallion from Brom Bones with deleterious effects on Brom. You may wonder at this point, who will survive? Who will win the hand of Katrina and the power of the medallion? Is the dark spirit the ghostly and ghastly headless horseman villagers see at night in pursuit of his prey? Or is it something else that causes Ichabod to vanish suddenly one night in an epic battle between light and dark? The thing about legends, sometimes they're true. This was a really fun show. I would highly recommend you go. There are only a few shows left. It's playing until October 29th, and there's going to be a Thursday and Friday show. Those shows are at 7 p.m. And then the Saturday and Sunday shows are at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. So you have a matinee and then like your prime time or general admission. Thank you so much for allowing me into your world, and thank you for sharing a piece of mine. Until next time, Auf Wiedersehen.